Okay, here we go on a Monday. The gang back together again. ED, good afternoon to you.
What's up, Freddie? What's up, Rodney?
What's up, ED?
You got it, Doc.
All right, you're in Houston. Are you going to hang with Dusty Baker tonight?
Yeah, Dusty's supposed to be at the dinner we're going to tonight that Jim Crane is putting on. He has a Pro-Am golf event down here in Houston. I'm right downtown where the parade took place. They asked me that I want to go to the parade. I said, no. I don't know about the parade. No, I'm not that big a Dodgers fan. I'm not that big an Astros fan. I do like the Astros. That's my second team. So I'm from Texas, but I'm a Dodger fan, but most definitely. And I like Dusty. Dusty helped the Dodgers win a World Series in 1981. So, I'm a Dusty Baker fan.
What's the mood down there in Houston? Everybody excited?
Oh, my gosh, Fred. It's crazy, man. I'm serious. It's about, and I'm not exaggerating, it's just about 1 million people down here. It really is. I had to go early this morning to pick up a car, so I left a little bit early. And coming back, came back here around like 10:30. And, man, it was hard getting back downtown. Like, it was at one point, I was 0.5 miles away from the hotel, and that took me 25 minutes.
Wow.
It's bad, but it's great. It's great for the fans of Houston. They love the Astros because they don't have nothing going on with the Texans. They ain't got much going on with the Rockets. So, but they love this baseball team down here. It's like, and and I was saying some of the fans here. I said, look, I'm happy for y'all. I said, but LA be the same way with the Dodgers. I think LA's the Dodgers are one of the most hated teams, but one of the most loved teams.
Yeah, it's different, though, because everybody in the rest of the world hates the Astros. And that bubble down there, they probably soaking it up and just got their way to kind of stick it back to the rest of the country after the way the country treats them. So I know they probably putting it on overboard down there.
Oh, it's on overload. Let me tell you. Overload. They got the bands, the high school bands, the college band, the TCU band, the Houston band. They got all the bands playing. So it's a big scene downtown.
All right. Well, the scene not quite as bright or cheerful for the Rams. I got to tell you what. You can't. Well, maybe you can. You can't let Tom Brady move down the field like that and beat you like that. You just can't do that.
Well, Fred, look, I've been saying this from week one. First week, I said, one thing is going to be the offensive line. We have problems there, and another big thing is we don't have a pass rush. You can't rely on Aaron Donald for every play. Think about it. We got one sack yesterday, and it was from him. He's an interior lineman. You expect that to come from the guys on the edge rushers. We can't even pick up 10 yards to close the game out. You pick up 10 yards, the game is over. To get a first down. We can't even do that. We can't run the football. And I've said it, and I don't want to sound like a broken record because, look, I'll say it again. Man, I love my football team, but I got to say what I see. They're just not playing well, and a lot of it is due to injuries. It really is. I said today to my good friend Charles, I said the thing is that, and I've said this all the time, fans, y'all don't know, y'all call them the big fat guys up front. Y'all don't know those big fat guys' names, but I'm going to tell you what, when them big fat guys are missing and you don't know their names, you're having problems. They really cannot block anyone. They made, what's the defensive lineman? Via something, the big Samoan guy.
Yeah.
Via
yesterday.
He was Hall of Fame yesterday.
Yeah.
He was killing it. So when you can't block them, you can't run the football, you can't set up. Matt Stafford got sacked 4 times yesterday. You have 202 yards, 212 yards of offense. You can't beat nobody like that in the NFL. It just doesn't work. And you got, yesterday was a big day for Henderson. He had 52 yards rushing. Think about that.
And that's a big day.
Yards.
Yeah,
that's a big day. You got 52 yards rushing. Man, that ain't no damn yards. To be honest, that ain't no damn yards. But that's the best they can do right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned at the end of the game, the offense not being able to get 10 yards, to keep the ball, to close it out. Jalen Ramsey had something to say about that, too, after the game, saying that defense should have never been back on the field.
Nope.
To allow Tom Brady to even have that drive at the end of the game. Is there a sense of a little disgruntled defense versus offense going on in that Rams locker room, ED? What do you think?
Well, and then that happened. That happens, Rodney. You know that. That happened when the Rams first came back here, when they had Jeff Fisher, the head coach. The defense was playing great, but the offense couldn't move the ball the length of this table I'm looking at. They'd win games, 6-3, 9-3, or lose, 10-0 or 10-3. because you can't move the ball, and that's what's happening right now. I mean, you out there playing your heart out. Look, all those guys are playing their heart out. I'm just get that out there. Those guys aren't saying, I'm gonna let this guy beat me. It doesn't work like that. But sorry, your skills just aren't up to par. I mean, I look at our offensive line, and I mean, there's a lot of guys back at the backups, and they are backups. A lot of these guys, man, they'd have a tough time making Alabama's, offensive line. I mean, they really would. Let's just be honest. One of these good college teams, because offensive linemen are hard to come by. They're like an anomaly. They're like trying to find Bigfoot or trying to find a black man in a Klan outfit. I mean, something you ain't gonna see. It's hard to find. It's hard to find them.
Fred, you ever look for one of those?
Look, that brother talking about, I'm the Grand Dragon. I'm the Grand Wizard.
Well, Eric, aside from that. Sean McVay says, well, some things need to change. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that. What?
Well, that's what I was going to say. What are you going to change?
I said the same thing. I read them like, okay, what's going to change? We're going to play a different team the next week, and we probably going to get our ass whipped. That's probably going to change. That's probably what's changing. I mean, I texted my boy Roy Green yesterday. I said, man, I think we worse than y'all. He said, I don't know, man. I don't know who the worst. I said, y'all. I mean, and that's who they play next week. They play them Sunday. They play Arizona Sunday. Yeah. So, I mean, man, Fred, like I say, I don't know what to say. I mean, I hate to keep beating up on the Rams. I'm not beating up on them. I'm just telling you what I see. And as a fan, if you're a fan of football, you know what you're looking at. I mean, you can say all this stuff, but McVay is doing the best he can with what he has, and that's the fact.
Yeah, I when people are critical of Sean McVay, I don't get it. I mean, the guy just won a Super Bowl. He's won division titles. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. He didn't forget how to coach. I don't think they figured out his offense.
No, they have. I mean, if he got some weapons, he got some time. Got a quarterback that can get to deliver the ball. And we can run the football. It's great. Now I'm gonna tell you a coach that ain't figured it out. To me, shouldn't be a head coach. Is the coach down at the Raiders? What's his name?
Josh McDaniels.
Now Josh McDaniels. Now what the hell's going on over there? That's a whole different animal.
It is a different animal. We're gonna get into them, but going back to the Rams. What's amazing to me, and you're right about Sean McVay can only do so many things and so much. But what is still amazing is that they haven't gotten the production out of wide receivers like they need to.
No.
At all. Allen Robinson and Van Jefferson just came back, but they're not getting anything from those guys. And still, for them to find Cooper Kupp and have him have that big a play at that point in the game, it still is amazing to me. Like the one guy at the Rams that you got to stop, and the Buccaneers let him run right down the middle of the field in the seam and score a 70-yard touchdown or what it was amazing to me. But it's got to be frustrating. I know it is for Matthew Stafford, because even when he is throwing it to the guys, they're not catching it. Van Jefferson dropped a wide open throw the other day, and Allen Robinson, I just don't know. I don't know what happened to him, because I liked him. I liked him in Chicago. I liked him in Jacksonville. I thought it was a good signing.
Man, you got to understand. You know this right as well as I do. Certain offenses.
All right. We're having some trouble with Eric. So we'll have Eric reconnect. We're going to have Eric reconnect, Rodney.
Yeah.
And, he was talking about certain offenses don't work for certain players. Yeah. Certain players don't fit into certain offenses. And you would think you're a professional football player. You go out and you line up and you fit into any offense. But, Eric, you're saying that's not the case?
That's not the case, man. I'm just telling you. It's just certain guys don't fit. I mean, they really don't fit into the offense. I mean, and I think that's the case here. Or he just hasn't picked the offense up well enough. I mean, and that's because McVay's offense is very complex. It really is.
Yeah, and to a lesser extent, right? I mean, it's different. Like every quarterback, you can't put every quarterback in just any offense. You got to tailor it to what that quarterback does well. And it's a similar thing with receivers. Is that certain receivers, they run certain routes better than other routes. They fit in. They understand zone versus man. We've seen it over the years. Guys that were pretty good go into a sophisticated offense or a different offense, that different term. Who's Cincinnati receiver? Ocho Cinco went to New England,
right?
And just it looked like he never played football before, and he was playing because he was thinking about so many things. And I don't know what the offense was. Was it very complex? I know it was a lot of at the line of scrimmage, changing plays, and when you're thinking about, okay, what do I do on this play? Wait, is that 10 yards or 15 yards? What am I? You can't play fast. You can't play relaxed. You can't play fast because you're thinking about it too much. And it feels like that's kind of going on with Robinson a little bit right now.
I agree, because let me tell you something. That kind of happened to me in the Pro Bowl. My rookie, my rookie year. My rookie year, my second year. We go down to play in the Pro Bowl, and we got a chance to play the 49ers head coach.
When they actually played in the Pro Bowl, right? When games were actually played.
When they were actually hitting, you was playing like crazy for that $10,000. Yeah. I mean, like a madman for 10 G's, man. I'm serious. So, what's the coach the great coach of the 49ers?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh was the head coach, and man, let me tell you something. The plays were very different, very complex. Like if the guy's got an outside shade, you come out the backfield, you got to run a different route. If he's head up, it's a different route. It's inside. I mean, I'm like, wow. So you're thinking a lot. I was thinking a whole lot. Even though I played well, but still I'm like, wow, this is real different because I'm not used to it. And I really believe, I'm not gonna say I don't know for sure. We don't know what goes on. Right. But when you watch Allen Robinson, when you watch, he doesn't look comfortable. He really doesn't look. And when he catches the ball, it's like, wow, good, he caught it. I mean, and Van Jefferson, that hit him right in the chest. But, hey, man, you ain't going to catch them all. Let's just be honest. Even Cooper Kupp didn't catch them all. And that's just the facts. But, man, like I say, this is the team they don't have an identity right now, Fred. They really don't. I don't know what they are. And I feel bad for the defense because the defense is getting frustrated. I mean, and you know who's going to say it?
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey going to say it. He going to call it like he sees it. I mean, so. Like you said, they shouldn't have been back on the field. I mean, that's the first down wins the game. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't know if he should have said that. Right, he was right in what he said, but I don't know if he should have said that.
Well, you saw, yeah. And sometimes you don't say what you think. I mean, that's the truth. But he didn't keep. But I give him credit. He didn't call anybody by name, but he said it. I mean, that's just the truth. Hey, we shouldn't have been back on the field. The offense should have been able to move to get us a first down to close this game out. And when I was watching that game, I kept saying, they're letting Tampa hang around. They're going to lose this football game because Tom Brady is going to get the ball with enough time to go down and win the game. And damn if he didn't.
You talk about they don't have an identity. Okay, so you're past the midway point, basically. And now I think the playoffs are questionable at best. What identity can they carve out with no offensive line and no running game? What identity can they carve out at this point?
Playoffs. Ain't gonna be no playoffs. Playoffs? Man, you got to be kidding me, man. Ain't gonna be no damn playoffs. Jeez. Man, they better try to win some football games, just try to go 500. They ain't making no playoffs. I mean, I don't see that happening, just to be honest. I mean, only way they make a playoff is almost a miracle would have to happen. Like, damn. The Rams they're killing it right now. What happened to them, brother? And that ain't happening because I don't know, Fred. You don't know who you are. You can't run the football. Okay, boom, you can't run the football. You can't pass the football because you can't protect your quarterback. Okay, so you can't pass it. Okay, you got one receiver, really. One, Cooper Kupp, who's you can count on. We don't have a running game. What do you do? Our defense is good. They're not great because they don't have that. They're not stifling. When you see a stifling defense, like I'm gonna tell you, like yesterday when I was watching, and I'm gonna say they're stifling. Was it Tennessee?
Oh man,
boy, they were hitting out there, boy.
You know about defense coming with it, Tennessee, boy.
They were hitting, and I'm like, boy, I'm glad I'm not out there, boy. they hitting out there, boy. They hitting. So we don't have that.
Yeah, and it can't all be put on Aaron Donald, right?
Nope,
they can double, and even when they double, he still wreaks havoc. But there's got to be other players on the line, or linebackers got to make a difference when he's getting double and triple team. Somebody else has got to eat. Somebody else has got to dominate when he's getting triple and double team. Fred, it just can't be him. But even still, regardless, the defense had to go back on the field. You still got to go get a stop. You know, it was way too easy for Brady to go down there. Some of the throws that he was making, even on the side, they were not challenging the sidelines, and guys were catching it, getting right out of bounds. It's like that's the one thing you want to do is keep guys in bounds, especially when they didn't have any timeouts. Like they played it like, damn, we got to go back on the field. What are we doing?
Like we're playing not to lose.
Yeah.